Alright, for this next tutorial, we're going to actually use the style sheet and the index page that we created from the previous lesson. And we're going to expand on it. We're going to add a few more HTML codes, or a few more HTML codes, a few more CSS codes that are going to transform our document into a usable template. So go ahead and open up your index file, your global CSS file. And let's start by talking about how CSS can also actually change the look of our entire site by using the body commands or paragraph or heading 1 or all of those different options, and we can change the appearance of our HTML style. Browsers kind of have a default setting for our text and our font, and we can tell it to in HTML change that, but we can also tell it to in the CSS document. Now in the CSS document we created, we did one div box, and now what we're going to do is we're going to just type in the body command. And when I type in body, everything that is inside that body tag is now going to be affected by the CSS. So whatever I type now from the CSS, I'm going to control the color of my page. So for instance, let's change the background color. Let's make the background color, background dash color, and let's change it to red. And let's go ahead and say, well, let's just start right there. Let's go ahead and save it. And let's open up our document that we had from the previous lesson. Let's hit refresh, and you'll see now we have told this that this style sheet, we want a red background in our document. So this is a very cool way to actually control our page without having to go through in every single index or every single HTML file that we have changing the background color. Now we can just change it on one. It's going to create a uniformity in our entire website. Now notice here, our box is going to have the same background color. We never specified a background color for that div box. Let's go ahead and do that real quick. So we're going to add that into here. We're going to tell it that this div box, we want a background color in that div box of, I don't know, let's say white. And let's go ahead and do that. And let's say file save. And let's open this up and let's hit refresh again. And now you can see we've got something a little more usable yet. Now this background could have been an image. We could have added an image to it. We could have done a lot of things, but we've got the red background, the white div box, and you can see that they're almost acting almost as independent pages from one another. So it's really kind of a cool method of controlling our web page. Let's add another div box to our page just to make it even cooler. So the first one we had was called box, and let's go ahead and add this next one, which we're going to call content, because our first box held kind of it's almost like our menu bar. And this one, I want it to be more like a content area for my page. And let's go ahead and let's go ahead and close it. And then we're going to say this is where I would like to put some content. Great. Perfect. And let's go ahead and end our div box. Now I'm going to position this div box close to the other one because I want it to kind of be a continuation of the last div box. So I'm going to say div.content, and then I'm going to do my bracket. And now for this attribute, the first one we did position fixed, and now I want to do position relative, and that's going to position this box relative to the content of the last box. And you'll get a lot of use out of this position content, position fixed, position absolute. You're going to start to figure those out as you make boxes and see how they interact with one another. And to be honest with you, I think that is the best way to actually do this. Just play around with everything. Give it a try. Okay. And we're going to say the left is 245 pixels. So it's bumping it from the left. And it's going to be a width of, let's make it 600 pixels. That's about the right size for a web page. Let's make the height. Now let's say the height is going to be 700 pixels just like the other one, because I want it to kind of go alongside of it. And let's say the padding is the same. Let's make the padding 10 pixels just like the last one. And also I want a border, because I had a border on the other one. I want a border on this one. I don't know how much borders are really used. It's good to know, and sometimes it's helpful in creating your documents, because you can see where everything is. And so sometimes that's why I like to do borders, because I can really see where everything's going. So I've got my border, and it's gray there, and I've done just about everything I want to do. Let's do a background color with this one. Let's say background color of this box we want to be black. And because it's black, we need to change the color of our font within inside that div box. So I'm just going to say color, and I'm going to say white. And now my div box should have a black background, should have a gray border, should have white text, should be positioned 245 pixels off the left side of the page, width of 600, height of 700, 10 pixel padding. Okay, you get the gist. Let's go ahead and save it. And let's open this and see what happens. Uh-oh. Where'd our box go? Yep, our box is down here instead of up here. There's a funny little thing in Microsoft Internet Explorer, and you're going to find that all the browsers react differently to CSS and JavaScript and other things, and in this case, it doesn't know how to format this. It's taking it essentially from the end of this and then bumping it 45 off, and it doesn't know that I want it all the way up here at the top as well. And that's a thing that Internet Explorer is having a hard time with, not anything you did. So what we're going to do in our index page, we need to include a document type reference that can be found on the web. Now, I didn't go through all of this, but I found this from W3 Schools, this particular one. And what this does is it declares the document type of this web page, and this will really fix our problem. When we hit save now, and we go back and we refresh this document, it's going to be fixed, and it's going to be acting exactly as we wanted it to. So you've got to remember that you're going to need to declare your document type. And to do that, I recommend that you go to w3schools.com and you just click on in the search bar there, just type doc type, and you will get that code for whatever project you're doing as to what you need to put above your HTML tag in your index file to make your page react correctly. Okay, so the addition of that is really going to be a benefit to you. So for more tutorials, visit mrcross.org. I hope this helped you, and in the next lesson we're just going to expand on this and take it that much further.